In a small cozy house at the edge of a bustling village, there lived a sleek grey cat named Greedy Paws and a tiny brown mouse named Tiny Whiskers. Greedy Paws ruled the house like a king, and Tiny Whiskers was always on the lookout for crumbs to survive. But Greedy Paws had one rule: no mouse was allowed to touch the food in the house, the morning patrol. Every morning, Greedy Paws would stretch out on the windowsill, watching over the kitchen like a hawk. The humans who lived there often left breadcrumbs, cheese, and leftovers scattered about. Tiny Whiskers peeked out from a hole in the wall, sniffing the delicious scent of breakfast. "Not today, little one," Greedy Paws purred, blocking the way. "This food belongs to me." Tiny Whiskers' stomach growled, but he had to wait for his chance. The cheese trap. One evening, the humans left a piece of cheese on the table. Tiny Whiskers couldn't resist and crept toward it. As soon as he got close, Greedy Paws leaped from the shadows and landed with a soft thud. "Caught you!" Greedy Paws grinned, wagging his tail. "I'm so hungry," Tiny Whiskers squeaked. "Well, too bad," said Greedy Paws, swiping the cheese and eating it whole. Tiny Whiskers scampered back to his hole, frustrated and starving. The midnight raid. Late at night, when Greedy Paws was fast asleep, Tiny Whiskers saw his chance. He scurried out of his hole, climbing onto the counter where a loaf of bread lay uncovered. Just as he nibbled a piece, a loud hiss startled him. Greedy Paws had been pretending to sleep. "You think you can outsmart me?" the cat growled. Tiny Whiskers dropped the bread and fled, barely escaping Greedy Paws' claws. The clever plan. Tiny Whiskers decided he needed to be smarter. The next day, he sneaked into the pantry and chewed a small hole in a bag of flour. When the humans found the mess, they scolded Greedy Paws, thinking he had caused the trouble. "That'll teach you," Tiny Whiskers whispered from his hiding spot. But Greedy Paws, determined to prove his innocence, stayed even more alert. The great feast one rainy afternoon, the humans left a feast on the table: roasted chicken, biscuits, and fruit. Greedy Paws guarded it fiercely, but Tiny Whiskers came up with his boldest plan yet. He ran around the house, squeaking loudly and knocking over small objects. The noise confused Greedy Paws, who rushed to investigate. Seizing the moment, Tiny Whiskers dashed to the table, grabbed a biscuit, and disappeared before Greedy Paws returned. "You win this time," Greedy Paws muttered, begrudgingly impressed. Though Greedy Paws and Tiny Whiskers continued their rivalry, they secretly enjoyed the challenge of outsmarting each other. After all, life in the house wouldn't be nearly as exciting without their daily games of wit.